On this episode of Tabletop Continuum, make a stealth roll with advantage to hop on the wagon and listen in on the budding journey of our Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Making their way to the Crystal Caves on orders from the Bountyfolk, Postal Karma learned that being adventurers means losing more than one may expect, in sanctuary and in support. As we say, welcome to the World of Morath. Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Tabletop Continuum. This is Ty.
Valkyrie. Melissa.
And obviously, it's a little bit of a small cast at the moment. Robin is actually spending some time with one of their partners, being absolutely cute and wholesome. But we have some stuff in store because we have been out for 2 months.
God.
So, who's ready to get into some good shit, huh?
I lost one of my
scream, but
D6s.
No! No! Find the D6!
D6!
So don't interact with me until I find my D6.
Well, I need to get through this long-ass debrief, so...
Well, I know what I'm doing then.
I'm also
Alright.
gonna go ahead and mute myself just in case, because I tend to make random noises.
Yeah, do what you got to, because it's going to be a little bit before your character gets introduced. So, with that, where last we left off. Given sanctuary in the Highlands Smithshire for a few days, you all made your names known through the town in a wrestling match as you vented your frustrations, but some memories began to resurface for one of you as an old face, Bastia, was in the rain as well, as if to just taunt you with her presence alone. After this weird encounter and the forging of a trophy in your first, through your first kill, through turning the murder weapon of your torturous interrogation into a circlet, you were all given fortunes by the town's oracle before Loch, the high priestess, led you to her home, an orc settlement known as Amaker's Lasira, the White Prize. In the White Prize, you were given your first right as renegades, fighting the High Chieftain and the High Priestess Loch herself. You succeeded, though not without more memories resurfacing, as conflict in this manner is not often your first instinct. With the aid of the High Chieftain, he and Anchor bequeathed you all the moniker Postal Karma. However, not all was to remain well, as Siobhan fell to a curse from her trophy. Your stay in the settlement was extended, as you all rushed into the dreamscape with your Gizlead, wherein you fought through your beloved paladin's memories to bring her to her senses and subdue the curse for a time. This was not without other consequences, however, as the time spent led to notable party members' secrets being found, and by others, and duets composed between some of you. Unfortunately, your fate with peace has not been a good one, as soon upon you aiding Siobhan, there was news of a carriage coming to the White Prize with an army rushing after it. The front of the army was the all too familiar High Admiral Alex Tulurin. You all rushed to aid the orcs as you rushed outside of the gates of the settlement, bringing carnage to the forces as the carriage rushed inside. Hundreds of guards you slew, but Alex still escaped, no doubt meaning your bounty has increased exponentially in the Midsker Kingdom. Worried for your safety, Corey insisted he lead you all to a place known as the Bountyfolk. With the fear of their homes being nearly invaded by Midsker forces, the High Chieftain and High Priestess insisted that the White Prize move location with their new asylum seekers, Anger's parents. However, your leave was not easy, as the former High Priest called against Anger's parents' allowances in a settlement, fearing a restart of the bloodbath interim and the enslavement of the orcs under Ramal humans once more. At the Bountyfolk, you were given a chaotic welcome, where your lives were seemingly on the line should you refuse the seeming hospitality. In reality, Lord and Lady Almeric, the current leaders of the Bountyfolk, clarified Corey's dark humor that there is not only choice, but a call of collaboration among the Bountyfolk and yourselves. It seemed your names had spread to here, but no familiar faces outside of your intrepid guide seemed to be the bearer of such news to the guild. Regardless, after being given a tour of the building by one Lita Plumas, you stayed for a few days to relax your feet from travel, mending and breaking relationships in the process. However, now is a new day, and you've been reminded of your initiation into the Bountyfolk, to bring a token of alliance to the Crystal Caves and the native people who reside inside the Cucamonde, as they've requested for aid to subdue their protective technology that has gone rogue unexpectedly. You wake up and exit your rooms, and, strangely enough, you meet Anchor outside. He's a lot more tense than some of you may have realized. And hardly expected, considering you all had just woken up, he's without his armor. But his armor is also in his arms. What do you all do?
Hi, Anchor.
Hey, Cree. Morning.
Good morning. She tilts her head and looks curiously at him. Why aren't you wearing your armor? Aren't we supposed to get going today?
I had a lot of thinking last night, and I don't think I could be in Postal Karma for a while. I've a lot to work on, and really, I need to talk to Corey. Bad. Maybe me talking to him can help you guys feel more comfortable here. Because I don't know about you, but I'm torn on where home is. I mean, one home wants my head on a platter, and I've dealt with never feeling like I belong there. And the one place that I feel like I do belong is in danger. Any place that I've been, there's hurt, and now there's just a lot of not only choices, but a lot of decisions that I have to make. So I want to figure out who I am, and maybe I need to do this on my own. I've never really done anything on my own, so
So,
wish me luck, okay?
you're not coming with us then?
No. I'm sorry, Cree.
I do wish you luck, Anchor. Very much so. I just wish that We could have had this conversation before we made this decision. You and I have fought for so long together. Well, you're like a brother to me, and I want you to stay. I would have wanted you to stay. But I will not stop you if this is the decision you've made.
I appreciate it. I Look, I never really thought that the military was probably the best thing for me. Sure, I can be strong, but I've never really given a lot of things thought, and I really think I need to start doing that. And probably the best way for me to do that is to probably go cold turkey on a few things, at least for a while.
I'll get to see you again, though, right?
He puts a brave face. Yeah, yeah, I will agree. We will. I just don't know when, but we will.
Kree hugs him.
He leans down and holds you, like his hold on you really tight for a moment. You feel him shaking a little bit before he lets go, looking towards you, Siobhan. Well,
Siobhan, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
he continuing this brave face. You, Siobhan, like you can really see the tears that are welling in his eyes as he holds a bit of a bro fist up. Well, see you another time, Captain.
We will, Anchor. We will see each other another time. Most definitely. And she bro fists him and then takes him up into a good old fashioned man hug.
Oh! You hear him grunt, and he can't help but laugh as you pick him up like effortlessly in this bear hug. When you finally set him down, he you see his hand twitch, kind of contemplating wanting to wipe some of the water that's at his eyes. That as also his armor has clattered on the ground since you picked him up. As he picks everything up. Well, uh, you guys are still Postal Karma, no matter what. But me, I'll figure myself out.
The one
So,
thing you don't have to figure out, Anchor, is you are Postal Karma. You will always be Postal Karma, even if our paths have to separate for a little while. The world is not as big as we think it is. I'm sure we'll meet up some other time.
yeah. Keep talking like that, Captain.
I'll try.
Well, I'll see you all. And actually, he looks around before seeing Angus kind of groggily coming out from his bunk as well. What is going on? Anchor kind of his expression kind of becomes a little more solemn for a moment. Uh, I'm going away for a while, Angus. Angus kind of looks at him, like still kind of sleepy in the face. No, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? No, never mind. I'm getting it. So sorry to see you go. I I won't be gone for that long. Well, kind of looking down at you again, Cree. A really bittersweet head pat. Well, you guys.
As he pats her head, a tear kind of like falls from her face, but she's like trying not to say anything.
Well, what are you guys waiting for? Go get that initiation. You earned it.
So, like, where are we supposed to go now? Are we supposed to go talk to those guys, or?
Yeah, you could definitely talk to the Omerigs. You could also get breakfast, considering it's kind of early.
I think it would be wise to grab breakfast before we head out.
Creed
Breakfast.
nods.
Yes, I think that's a very good idea. Siobhan nods as well. It won't feel the same without Anchor. But we must do what we must.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, as you guys have been conversing, Anchor is walking towards you guys, still kind of rubbing his eyes, trying to wake up, as Anchor trying to, like, you can tell that he's really trying to force a confident stance, begins walking away, like, through the mess hall to a different area.
Mm-hmm.
So I take it you were all going to get some grub?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Cree is kind of
Alrighty.
like sticking to Angus's side the whole time.
Yeah, that's fair. Angus is a little too groggy at the moment to feel the normal discomfort that he gets from certain forms of affection, as he just kind of half asleep, like kind of very gently pats your temple, like, there, Cree, it'll be alright, as all of you make your way to the mess hall, where some of the bards from the Sentinel have already started making some rather nice, not good, not bad, kind of wake up, get in the headspace for adventuring kind of music, as a lot of people are getting their meals for breakfast. At which point, after a bit of time for all of you to sit down, get your food, and begin eating, even despite the somber, bittersweet feeling from the lack of one of your friends at the same table, you can't help but notice Lita, in her tiny fairy form, come up to all of you in an absolute cheer. Hey guys!
Hi,
Oh,
Lita.
hi.
Well,
Yorgi looks surprised and seems to be matching the enthusiasm as a defense mechanism.
so what you got there?
Food, I guess?
Preferably cooked. Anyway, so today's a big day for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cree is just
Well,
quietly eating her sandwich.
what?
Or whatever she is. Sad.
One of our number had to part ways with us very suddenly. And we all found out about
Oh.
it this morning, actually, about 20 minutes ago. So forgive us for not being incredibly hip on this initiation that's supposed to happen. And Siobhan, like, very aggressively stirs tea or coffee, whatever she's drinking.
You see, like, Lita's wings, very dragonfly-like, almost kind of droop as she just kind of hovers a little bit, like, a lot closer to the table now. Like, oh, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It's not your fault.
I know, but I know I would be pretty bummed if Lucille were to leave my team.
Who's Lucille?
Lucille, he's this... I mean, big for me, but... Elven guy. Devon? I'm forgetting names.
That's Siobhan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Siobhan.
Siobhan, you met Lucille in one of the training spots. Was it like yesterday?
Oh, yes, it was. We were still exploring the Bountyfolk and finding our way around, and I believe we ran into each other, but I don't think we talked for very long.
Right. Yeah. Lucille told me a little bit about you. Like, not too much though. Anyway, so word is honestly kind of spreading a little bit that Anchor needs some time to herself. So, Lord and Lady Americ were offering to want to add someone who can maybe help you guys with your initiation. I mean, I would very much like to introduce them, but I don't think that's really my place.
Who is
I
it?
mean,
They can consider this a trial run. We still regain the right to dump them after we're done with the initiation. Slams down, cup.
Like currently, Lita was actually pretty close to your cup, so when you slam, she like instinctively spooks as she backs up a pretty good amount for her tiny pixie-like size for a moment. Oh no, yeah, I get that. Okay, so for context, I was actually just out on a late night quest, and I found this cute fella wandering outside the woods. Kind of a bit of a pale guy, but I think he could do well for you guys. Wirt, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
I guess not.
I am so sorry.
Silence. Well, he seems nice. Let's go, everyone.
Would you like to introduce yourself? Dead silence.
No, I would not. No, I'm kidding. I'm so sorry.
Leaves the call.
I'm
You're
so
okay.
sorry. This is actually Wirt, and I haven't switched in a very long time, so I was dead there for a second. Can you please recount the last, few sentences?
No problem, man.
Yeah, so the last bit was Lita, who's a fairy woman. She was talking about how she met you during a late night quest that she and her team had, and how they all brought you to the Bountyfolk. You want to describe what your character looks like at the moment, what he's focusing on?
Wirt is just looks really tired. He's currently wearing a long blue cloak and his tall pointy red hat. He looks a little roughed up, but not a whole lot. He's got some dirt in places, maybe a few cuts, but otherwise he mainly just looks like he's had a long day. He just waves at everybody with his faint smile.
Did you recover your clothes from a gnome?
Georgia notices the pale skin and immediately is trying to look into Wirt's eyes.
He sighs heavily and says, I get the gnome thing a lot. I promise it's normal where I come from.
Kree looks him up and down, and then points up at his hat. I like your hat.
He smiles at her and says thank you.
Georgia is trying to make eye contact with you. What color are your eyes, Wirt?
They're brown. He makes eye contact with you and just raises a brow, he's not perturbed at all.
Georgia notices that your eyes are brown and deflates a little bit, but doesn't look upset that you're here, just looks upset that you're not what she expected you to be.
Were you expecting something else, perhaps?
I mean, does he say that in character?
Yeah, he says that in character. There's a long pause. He tilts his head a little bit and goes, were you expecting something different?
No, you just looked sort of like someone I knew.
Oh. Okay. Who's that?
Oh, sorry.
Well, I mean, I don't really see a whole lot of people like me, so I noticed that you are very pale, and I was presumptuous. It's not anything against you.
Oh, you're fine. He just kind of shrugs. Again, he doesn't look very perturbed by much.
Lita is kind of looking at all of you. Angus also just kind of eyeing you, were kind of scanning you in a way, which looks kind of amusing given the still very half asleep expression on this very short, pale, freckled face.
He just smiled at him.
Lita.
Sorry, Wart, but Siobhan is staring daggers at you, basically, and she's got her arms crossed.
He kind of gives... Okay, I'm sorry. I need the character's pronouns. I'm so confused.
No, you're good.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh no. There she is.
Internet derp.
Hi, I'm back.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so...
I was just saying that, like, Kree has, like, completely gone back to eating her food. Like, she's sad and she's drowning her sorrows in food. Because that's what she does anything.
Oh, no.
When Kree feels like anything, she feels like eating food. And here's the thing. If she finishes what's on her plate, she's like, one of the people she's sitting next to is Angus. Who's the other person? I would like who's on the other side of Kree?
Yorgia is.
Depending on how much food Yorga has eaten, Kree might try and like sneak like maybe like a roll or something off of her plate, depending on what she has, if Kree has already finished her food.
Yorgia would probably be having primarily fruits and vegetables, and if she has any meat on her plate, she most likely has reached for either chicken or fish.
Oh, Kree likes fruit too. She'll reach for just about anything.
Fair.
If
But yeah,
Siobhan
it's just
notices-
whatever is
Sorry.
noticed. It's like whatever is the closest to Kree on Yorga's plate. Like Kree's already just kind of like reach, grab with her tiny hand, and just slowly pull back to her mouth and just like munch.
That's hysterical.
Yorgia notices but pretends not to.
Okay, so what is Yorgi's pronouns?
Yorgia is a she/her.
Okay, I know Kree's a she, her.
Yeah.
Melissa, what's your character's pronouns?
So Siobhan is also a she/her.
Okay, so Siobhan, he just kind of tilts his head at her, but like, again, he's not perturbed, he's just kind of like, what? Like, he's not pressed about much, clearly.
Cool. Yeah, Siobhan like reads that expression on his face and just keeps staring at him, and it's just like, well, do you want to be here, Wart?
Does she say that?
Yes.
He kind of looks at her like she said something completely absurd and goes, yes?
Lita kind of looks between the two of you, seeing like the metaphorical like lightning and static that's between the two of you, and she's like, well, I'm gonna go back to my team. Y'all have fun.
Bye, Lita.
He just kind of looks at him, goes, okay, and sits down.
Angus kind of looks to your direction, Wirt. So, mind telling us how you met Lita? I mean, she said that you were basically brought here while you were just wandering.
Yeah,
But
I do that a lot. I wander a lot. I've been to a lot of places.
What kind of
what are
places
you,
have
some
you
sort
been
of
to?
nomad?
I mean, kind of? I don't know, man. I just like seeing places. I've been wandering out on my own for like, He pauses for a second, does some counting on his fingers, and goes, 2 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you ever
I
get
don't
lonely?
wander around a lot.
Lonely? Sometimes. I mean, I meet a lot of people, like you guys and like her, and so I make friends and stuff. You know, I just tend to go my own way sometimes. It's no biggie. As he says that, he kind of picks at the table a little bit, like it's clearly not 100% true, but he's kind of just accepted his lot in life.
2 years.
What kind of places have you seen? I was wandering around for a really long time by myself, and I saw a lot of really cool places and a lot of scary places. What kind of places have you seen?
Lots of places, I guess. Various towns, various, like, quote-unquote haunted spots, I guess. I don't know. I tend to go to towns, and they talk about rumors, and I go check them out. Sometimes it ends very poorly. He kind of stares into the distance like he's remembering something horrible.
I usually don't
Roll
go
for
to
drama,
towns
no.
very often.
Roll for drama. No.
Roll for drama. Don't worry, Kree's already rolled a nat 20 on trauma. Not much else could traumatize this poor girl.
Careful what you
Ugh.
wish for.
The trauma train has left the station. Toot toot.
Don't tempt me.
Oh
Oh god.
No. Tyler, this is supposed to be fixing our characters' traumas, not giving them more.
I mean, porque no los dos.
Oh no. What have I done?
Yorgia seems interested in the discussions of seeing like haunted places. So what sort of haunted things have you seen? Like ghosts, ghouls, poltergeists, that sort of thing?
He kind of lightly chuckles with like an amused smile and goes, all of the above, and kind of shrugs. And also, you know, teenagers messing around, trying to scare people. Those are always my favorite.
Tell me more.
Actually,
He kind of laughs and goes, do you have any, like, specific questions? It's kind of hard to go into specifics with a vague question.
No, I'm just interested in ghosts. Just like what sort of stories have you gone and experienced and that sort of thing.
He kind of thinks about it a moment, like he's filtering through different things in his brain. And he goes,
roll me history.
roll history?
Let's get
See how much you can remember from your travels and also the legends that you've heard.
17.
Okay, you remember a pretty decent amount. More so the most recent ones that you've gone to. You've heard of legends in the deeper forests at the lower parts of the archipelago that have been filled with certain ghosts, soul reapers, sort of cannibal demonic hybrids, as well as vampires, oddly enough. You've heard a lot of tales regarding the supposed dissolution of civilizations based on the invasions of vampires and their hordes of cannibalistic companions. However, given your travels, you also know that a lot of these tales have been tall tales.
Yeah.
Sort of taught to make people scared of what they don't know. So you don't know 100% what vampires and these quote-unquote cannibalistic folk truly are.
So he kind of sits there and recounts all that. Like, he pauses every once in a while and, like, thinks about it. And then, you know, he tells you about the various things and which ones he's pretty sure are tall tales and how he's not sure what the cannibalistic vampire thing is all about. But he's very fascinated and would love to meet one someday, as dumb as that probably is.
Yorkia's eyes look like they're kind of sparkling. An important thing to notice, and something you notice right away about Yorgia, Wirt, is that her eyes, the irises of her eyes are solid black, to the point where you can't tell which part is her iris and which part is her pupil. and it's almost unnerving. And she also, paired with that, she also has hair that is bright cyan. So she just in general looks human, but slightly off. But you can tell by her eyes she looks very interested in what you're saying, and she turns to the rest of the group and she's like, I like this one.
Beautifully
Cree just looks
uncanny.
confused.
He laughs a little.
Cree just looks confused because listen, poor girl barely knows what a ghost is. You started saying other things and she just got lost and continued to steal food off of Yorgia's plate.
That's hysterical.
This time Yorgia doesn't notice, and then she looks down and notices that like half her plate is gone, and she's just like, huh, wonder how that happened, and then she just sort of moves on.
Siobhan,
Meanwhile, Cree's just like nom, 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 nom.
Meanwhile, you also hear in the background, seconds! Open for seconds!
Cree kind of like looks down at her own plate, and then carefully gets up and then plops over to go get more food.
Siobhan,
Like,
you said you.
She has lost interest. Like, it's not that she doesn't find this interesting, it's just she's completely lost because she just hasn't had enough time to like ask any questions about what are you talking about, and has just
also
decided to
food.
eat food. Yeah.
And also
And also,
food.
food is her comfort.
Siobhan, you were gonna.
Food and Angus are her comforts right now.
Siobhan, you were gonna say something?
oh right, yeah. So seconds has been called for. So Siobhan gets up, takes her plate, and just kind of plops it down in front of Cree, and walks out of the room.
Or kind of watches her go, then looks at the others and goes, she okay?
Where are you heading off to, Siobhan?
Oh, the training grounds, so I can hit stuff. Yes, that's my comfort.
Okay. You take your time for a bit to hit some shit, vent out your frustrations. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Yorgia explains to Wirt that we recently lost a member of our party, and she was probably the closest to him compared to the rest of us, and it's sort of hitting her hard.
He nods solemnly and goes, yeah, I get that. No worries.
It's nothing against you. I think she's just angry at how quickly our former traveling mate is being replaced.
He kind of makes this face, like, absolutely horrified, waves his arms around and goes, no, I'm not trying to replace anybody, oh god, no. He's, like, freaking out a little bit.
Oh, I know that. And I think the rest of us know that, gesturing to Cree and Angus. But
Cree already went to go get food. She's not at the table right now.
she gestures to your spot at the table and then notices you're gone and just was like, huh, okay.
Like that anime thing of the beep, beep, beep.
Yeah. At which point, also, you notice that Angus has been kind of groggily playing with his food a little bit with one of his hands holding his cheeks, and suddenly feeling eyes on him, he kind of wakes up from whatever dozing he was doing, like, huh, what? Looks over towards you guys.
Did you sleep last night, Angus?
Oh, yeah, I slept fine. Why?
You just seem out of it, more so than usual.
No, well, I mean, I guess I was a lot closer to Anchor than I thought.
Can I roll insight to see if he's lying?
You may.
Also, while this is
Go ahead.
going on, Wirt is kind of just staring at the food on the table, just like zoned out a little bit.
I rolled a dirty 20.
I love how that's what you call it.
You see completely through because I rolled for him a nat 1.
Oh.
Yeah, you see completely through him. He had a very rough time sleeping last night. Something kept him up, and he is not doing all that great from it. And the loss of a friend is more the straw that broke the camel's back at the moment.
You know, we both know you're lying, Angus, but I'm not going to press if you don't want to talk.
Wirt kind of looks between the two of you like we do. Like we both.
Well, Yorgia leans to Wirt and is like, we as in me and him.
He just kind of nods like, oh, okay, and then goes back to just staring into the distance.
You don't even have any food, Wirt?
No, he has no money!
You don't
No,
need to pay
we're
for
not-
food here.
No,
Food is
yeah,
on the house here,
It's on the
dude.
house.
Does he know that?
You probably would have been told.
You would have been told by Lita.
Fair enough, then yeah, I guess he does have food. He's probably just mindlessly staring in the distance, half listening to them, occasionally munching his food. Anyway, continue.
Angus,
Kree comes back with her second plate of food at this point, sees the plate Siobhan set in her spot, and just, like, sits down to eat both of them.
as you also hear in the distance, like, really, really fierce whacking and just a shearing of dummies in the background. Like, if any of these dummies were human in the training grounds, you probably would have heard the Wilhelm scream.
Several times. Can we hear it anyway? I'm kidding.
Let's see.
You hear a bard in the background just like beautifully playing their violin to mimic the Wilhelm scream.
Perfect. I love it.
Fantastic.
While Kree is finishing off her extra plates of food, she kind of gets this, like, look on her face. Like, she pauses. She gets this look on her face that, like, she just thought of something. And she looks over at Wirt. Have you met a lot of people while you were traveling?
He nods. Oh yeah, lots. I don't stick around with a lot of people very long. You know, depends on where we're going.
Well, I was wondering, have you ever met a bard by the name of Leodin? She's really tall and pretty, and she has really bright red hair that she always wears in a ponytail. She's also a wood elf. Have you ever met her?
Hi, any opinions?
Roll me history.
There it is. Got a 3!
Oh! It's really hard to tell. Leodin really isn't a common name. Like, you can tell right off the bat, it's a very elvish name, and you've met a lot more Raimel folk than you have met anyone from the Feywild. So the name really doesn't ring a bell. You've heard the occasional bard in a town that you've been in before talk about a very popular song by someone by the name of Leodin,
but I've never met.
It's really hard to connect the dots.
I don't think so. The name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever personally met them. Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
She just kind of goes back to eating her food.
Angus kind of moves his head a little bit towards you, Kree. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you trying to deceive him?
Kind of hard to tell right now. Yes and no. It's like it's not that she's trying to deceive it. It's just that it's like, I mean, the thing is, it's like she's still very conflicted about possibly seeing Leodin, but there's still part of her that's like she wants to know if Leodin's okay because, you know, she cared a lot about Leodin. She still cares a lot about Leodin. It's just drama.
Angus kind of looks at you for a moment, kind of sighs, before bringing his hand up again and giving another, if a bit stronger, like really unsure, kind of a very awkward head pat. There, it'll be alright. Just focus on food. We should probably not eat too much, though, before we get Sundancer and Moonjumper and make our way to wherever we need to.
Kree looks at Angus's plate. How much is on there?
He ate a pretty decent bit. There's still about a third left.
Alright, well. It's not like he wasn't eating. Okay. That's just what Kree wanted to check on.
I thought it was like, how much food can I steal?
No. No.
Kree, the food thief.
I mean, a bit, yeah. She a hungry girl. Listen, she spent most of her early life and most of, like, the middle of her life so far, like, not getting a lot to eat all the time. It's like, there was a whole 1 solid year of her life where she's had, like, regular food to eat, so her body's just in constant, like, must eat all the food mode.
Valid.
And
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Valkyrie!
She's dead!
No!
Moment of silence for Valkyrie.
Hello?
Hey,
Hi.
she's back.
Hi,
Yeah,
I'm
there
back.
she
There she is.
Sorry. I was talking, and then my phone did a thing, and I was like, oh no. And nobody answered me, and I'm like, crap. Well, I guess I disconnected. But anyway, I do want to say, just for Wart, Kree, just to describe her a little bit, she is a tiny 5-foot girl, with, bright, like, orange reddish hair that's just very, like, wild. But she's 5 feet tall and tiny. She's skinny girl.
Got it.
And she's already, like, eaten, like, 2.5 plates of food.
Damn.
And also some of Yorga's food.
Yeah.
Yorgia might seem slightly irritated, but she doesn't say anything. She's just kind of like, She needs.
I mean,
she needs to put the weight on.
After Kree got her second plate, she stopped stealing from Yorgia. But yeah, it's like she definitely still stole some food from Yorgia.
Yorgia piled up her plate high in anticipation of this. I assume that this is a common thing that Kree does.
Probably.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When Kree finishes her food and she's not sure if she's allowed to go get seconds, she will most likely steal little bits of food off of everybody else's plates who aren't eating as quickly as her. I don't want to say like Kree scarfs down her food. Like she's just very like steady and methodical, and just like 1 minute it's there, and then you look back and it's just kind of gone, and she's just like quietly chewing.
That's hysterical.
Alright. To kind of speed things through a little bit, and also to focus on Siobhan a little bit before we get to the good stuff. Siobhan, why don't you roll me just a normal dexterity check to see how many dummies you just destroy. Meow?
Oh, right here. Sorry, I had the mute button. Anyway, or the unmute button. Sorry. Yes, the 1 dexterity check coming up.
Righto.
Jeez. Okay. I took out, or I got an 8 on the dexterity check. Hooray!
Was that including your mod?
Yeah.
Oh. You're just putting so much energy into your strikes. Like, you're not even caring for your whip at this point. You're going full-on double-handed broadsword, just going absolutely berserker on these things. You just wham! Like, many times, like, going, like, overhead strike to the point to where it's such strong of strikes that you have to take, like, double the amount of time to try and get the sword, get the blade out of the ground in order for you to strike at another dummy. And you're not quite sure if you're more irritated of what just happened, or if you're becoming more irritated of the fact that the blade won't get the fuck out of the ground.
Yeah, and
But
so she's...
eventually, sorry.
Oh, no, she's just like, blade gets stuck in the ground, pulling on the blade, muttering to herself, like, why did he just go? Why didn't he talk to me? As she wrenches the blade out of the ground.
Roll me, let's see. Roll me, let me double check on this. Roll me acrobatics super quick to see if you can pull the blade out of the ground without accidentally hurting yourself.
Okay, that's going to be a dirty 20.
Oh, yeah. In your rage, and you're able to, like, pull yourself together for just one moment. You focus all of your strength into the sword as you pull with every fiber of your being the blade out of the ground, and you pull it to in an angle so that it doesn't get anywhere near you or your armor. You're completely fine.
Fantastic.
So with that, taking however much more time that you guys need to not only have whatever other amount of food that you need to feel full enough for the road, as well as letting everything simmer so that you don't feel too rushed. Eventually, all of you, were included, begin to head over to the quest board, where currently Lord and Lady Elmeric have been waiting. To kind of describe Lord and Lady Elmeric, they are two very twin-looking people. One of them, the more feminine of the two, has her hair up in a braided bun with a deep turquoise sash over her eyes, and the more masculine one has his hair kind of down semi-chin, like about your hair length, actually, where you really see his like lighter greenish kind of teal eyes with a much darker teal kind of gator surrounding his face.
Mm-hmm.
They're both in like gold embroidered coats with different speckles of green, blues, and indigos, and even other earthy colors, browns in their attire, as they both look towards your general direction. As Lord Elmeric begins to sign, as Lady Elmeric begins to speak. Oh, you guys are here. Did you enjoy breakfast?
As much as
Pretty
we could.
nuts.
At which point you also see
It was food.
Lord Elmeric's interpreter kind of rushing behind him, a hand coming up to Lord Elmeric's shoulder, letting him know that he's there. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Enya kind of looks to the interpreter for a moment, smiling. Not a problem. She focuses her attention back towards you guys, which, again, she has a sash over her eyes, but yeah. So, before you guys get going, figured it'd be good to give you guys this, which you see her pull something from her pocket. So, first off, with this, any entrances that you find that lead to the Bountyfolk, like any, gods forbid, any sort of portal or anything that lead you to here, they're going to be guarded by some sort of spell or something like that you have to undo based on something related to what you have to do for your quest. You can either do that if you want, or you can use this to find your way back to us. This is basically going to give you guys kind of a beacon So should you have it? So I cannot talk right now. Anyway, here is a compass that our newest member of the Trick could fold. Kelly Felhurin. Most of you probably know them. Kind of moving her head to try and seem like she's looking amongst you all.
Yorkia shakes her head and is like, "Who are you talking about?"
That was cocked.
It was what?
Angus. Sorry, I was rolling for Angus for a check, and the dice was cocked, so I wasn't going to count that dice. I had to re-roll.
Oh,
Oh.
Tyler, you never described what she was holding out to us.
Oh yeah,
Just-
never got
She was
that.
just saying what it was.
I will get to that. I'm
Okay.
going to get to that. Anyway, Angus kind of looks over to Lady Omerig. Wait, Kelly, wasn't he one of the people that we rescued from the dungeon in May the Cabana show? Correct. He felt really indebted to you guys after, well, helping him get out of there because he was kind of screwed over. So this is on the house, and she kind of holds it out in all of your general direction. Should you need any materials for any new quests, we recommend coming back here. We're growing a decent bit, and frankly, Kelly is helping us out with that, especially with starting us off with this. This is a compass of locating. So basically, whoever holds it, you're able to keep track of where a place is. Like as long as it's within 300 miles of where you are currently standing. So, like for example, to kind of help you guys out, I'll be showing you guys the location of the Crystal Caves on the map later, but it's just barely under 300 miles from here, deeper in the Monony Mountains. But since it's under 300 miles, when you guys come back out of the Crystal Caves, if you guys can't use one of the beacons, you have an easy way. You have a magical compass that gives you a beacon to help you guys find your way.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, same. I get it.
Brilliant.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At which point, Lord Omeric and his translator begin to talk. Lord Omeric assigning, so who's going to take the compass?
Yorgia reaches out her hand and places like her hand on the compass, like making it clear to Lady, I can't remember how to pronounce her name, Lady
Almeric.
Almeric, and to make it clear that that she has her hand on the compass so she can let go.
You see a soft smile on Lady Omeric's face as she lets go of the compass, letting you be able to hold on to it.
Okay.
Well, just give yourself time to envision the place where you want the compass to focus on most, and from there, when you feel that's all finished up, I can show you guys the location on the map where the crystal caves are, give you the rations that you may need, and help you strap up with your dire wolves and be on your way.
So am I attuning myself to this object, basically?
Yes, it does require attunement.
Okay. Yorkia says to the rest of the party, I'm okay with hanging on to it for now. If something comes up that we want to change that arrangement, we can discuss that at a later time. I need to add. I'm just putting that into my stuff. Yorgia is probably going to find a private place to meditate with this so she can attune herself to it.
Fair.
Because I feel like that is Yorka's preferred way to attune herself to things.
Understandable.
Okay. So what is
Here, let me add it, because I think...
Okay, I was just gonna ask
Yeah.
what name it is. Goes
Okay,
under.
let's see. Manage equipment. I can put it in.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. I don't think it matters right now.
yeah, we'll figure it out in post.
Mhm.
So you take the like, not really a lot of time, 5-10ish minutes to get attuned to the compass. Where are you centering your beacon on?
Well, I think I would be centering it on the crystal caves.
You want to do that?
Wait. Can you re-explain how this works? How it exactly works for me? I know that it basically gives you...
Yeah, so it's meant to allow the person who is attuned to it to see a beacon of light in the horizon, in the spot of where the place that you want it to basically be your destination to be. So, like, in relation to the example that Lady Omeric said, if you were standing at the Crystal Caves at the time, and you had your beacon set on the Bountyfolk, you would see the beacon of light in the sky that would allow you to follow that beacon to get to the Bountyfolk.
Okay, so basically I would like center it on like my current location, and then I'd basically decide where I want to go with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I would probably center it on like the outside of the Bountyfolk.
Okay. Yep, you do that.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I didn't understand at first.
No, you're all right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna center it on like the outside of the Bountyfolk. And then
Okay.
once I'm done with that, I'm going to go to Lord and Lady and have them show me the location of the crystal caves.
All right. At which point, actually, Lord and Lady Omeric, and their interpreter, they all look to the rest of you. Would all of you like to see?
Kree's already following.
Okay. Well, there we go. And they actually take you to a small map room where there's a large desk in the center with an even larger map housing the entirety of the archipelago. So, and with a few sort of figures in a way of like different towers and houses scattered about the board. You see a larger, rather tall tower set at the junction between all three of the Rainbow Territories, the Bountyfolk, where you guys are all at currently. At which point, the two of them show you the most recommended path to get to the Bountyfolk. It's not the most
Get to the
treacherous.
Crystal Caves?
Sorry, yeah, to get to Crystal Caves. My bad. Why did I say that? Anyway. It's not the most treacherous, but it's also not the most safe either. There aren't really any true safe paths down this way. Because where the Crystal Caves are is embedded in the mountains in the higher Monony regions. So there is that. I am currently trying to find the picture that I have, which actually has the path that you guys need to go. Also, yeah, this is the compass of locating is going to be a homebrew item, and I can get that situated for you guys.
Thank you.
And also, okay, so the Bountyfolk, you're going to be on the perimeter of one of the mountain regions that immediately houses the Crystal Caves, using the perimeter of of this region as your path. Unfortunately, it does go through a few not so nice places. There have been rumors of this region, which the Elmerigs do warn you of bandits and not so well famed conmen. So they do advise you to be wary of that. And also, this is going to be quite the surprise for you. They also mentioned dragons.
Dragons?
Dragon?
Dragons.
Why dragons?
They explained to you that the highest peaks of every mountainous region in the Rainbow Archipelago is home to at least one dragon. Many of them have been lost since the
at least
bloodbath interim. However, a few seem to still stand. It is very rare to see a dragon in the sky, but often, if there is a dragon in the horizon, it may often mean downfall.
Well, sounds like it's just the one dragon.
at
So-
least.
So Yorgia has been taught, like, in her childhood that dragons are basically like a myth, right?
Yes.
So just
And now
hearing
you hearing that dragons are real.
so they're
I've
basically
seen
like
dragons.
okay, so they're basically like, oh yeah, dragons, be careful about that. I need to
Are you okay, Yorkia?
Roll me
Yor-
Constitution to see if you're gonna have a panic attack.
Oh god. If Yorkia doesn't have a panic attack, she's going to outright think that they're joking.
Roll for panic attack or nonchalant.
I rolled a 9?
You're in a panic attack.
Yorkia doesn't look like she's in a panic attack. She's just sort of like staring middle distance.
Cree like gently like tugs on her arm a little bit.
Are you okay?
She doesn't respond. She just like kind of looks like a surprised goat.
Angus kind of looks at Yorgia for a moment. Hello? Kind of waving a hand in front of your eyes.
Ort kind of watches that for a second and then turns to the Lord and Lady and says, do we have any other information on the dragon, or just that there is a dragon?
Lady Omerig sighs. You see her shoulders like really move as she looks over to Lord Omerig and his interpreter. We don't have a lot of information. We have lost a lot of information and literature on the dragon since the Bloodbath Interim. Really, we can only go by observation.
And what have we observed exactly? If anything.
That they exist, that there's very few left. They're immensely powerful. They're not really able to flourish in what is currently happening in the archipelago, and they are not that happy about that.
Okay, are
I've seen a
these...
dragon once or twice.
Oh? He turns to her like she's just said something insane.
Yeah, I would be out in the woods and I saw one fly overhead one time, but it's not very often, but it did happen once.
That
Yeah, as long
means
as you can keep a low profile among dragons, don't make them curious about ants, so to speak. You should be okay.
should be.
Are we
Oh, that's
talking?
assuring.
It's
Are we talking chromatic dragon or metallic dragon? Because we have run into a brass dragon before.
No, that didn't happen.
Oh, that got retcon. God damn it! You're right. Sorry.
Yeah, that got
Yeah.
retconned.
Never mind.
Sorry, Siobhan.
Okay. Take
Hold
two.
on, Reek.
Take two.
Take
Rewind.
2.
Take two. Okay. Yes. Siobhan looks at the Lord and the Lady. Do we know if the dragon is a dragon, a colored dragon, or a metallic dragon? Words are not happening.
No, you're good. Lord and Lady O'Meric ponders for a moment. That really has. We don't know.
Fantastic.
Out of character question: are these like animal dragons or sentient god dragons, or do we not know?
You do not. Well, you can roll to see if Wirt would know.
Would that be history?
That would be history.
Let's see what we get. I have an 18.
Ooh, that's pretty
Oh.
good.
Yeah, you actually,
That's pretty good.
from what you've heard from stories of myth and also the occasional seeing of a dragon in the sky yourself, you know that dragons were seen as one of the original conduits of the gods.
Gotcha.
So they are very, very much sentient.
Wirt rubs his chin in thought for a minute and goes, well, I don't know a whole lot about them, but from what I've been told, they're basically seen as, like, mini-gods. And if we ever do have to encounter one, let's just hope we don't die and be as respectful as possible. He kind of does this gesture where he puts his hands together and, like, kind of waves them up and down like he's trying to help that, like, that'll help him make his point.
That is reassuring.
Look, I've only ever seen them fly overhead, but these things... I know some legends see them as beasts, but I'm pretty sure they're not.
I
Well-
mean, I can speak Draconic, but I just thought that only, like, half dragons spoke that. Or dragonborns, or whatever they're called, and I didn't even think that they were actually born of actual dragons. I thought that's just something people called them.
Yeah, no, dragons exist. They're terrifying. He does that, like, Vietnam War veteran look again. I don't know how else to explain that. It's just, he has these moments where he, like, gets
1,000-yard
lost.
stare.
Yeah, where he just kind of remembers something for a moment. He's like, ooh.
Lord and Lady O'Meric look at all of you for a moment. Well, also, actually, and you see Lord O'Meric shuffling through his pockets as well, before holding out a scroll, which he immediately, with his interpreter next to him to communicate, hands the scroll over to Angus. This is a treaty for the Cucamonde. If, fortunately and unfortunately, the Cucamonde are a little hard to talk with. We don't really have anyone who understands their native language. So we found someone who had a spell to basically translate our language, that translate common and Rame into this for a treaty for them. We need this to be sent to them as well as an offer to show that we mean when we want to help them with subduing their rogue tech. At which point Angus looks over, a little confused. Rogue tech? Giant crystal golems.
Great!
My brain refused to process that. What did they say?
Fantastic.
Giant crystal golems.
Or it just kind of... Oh. Okay. Like, he's not... Like, he's surprised, but he's like, you know what? This might as well happen.
Kree has, I want to say, like, at some point during this conversation, Kree has just started staring at, like, one particular spot on the map.
Is it where I think it is?
Where do you think it is?
Where you were born.
Not quite. No. It was the place she went to after that.
Ah, fair.
She's staring for Tyler's for Tyler's knowing. Nobody else really knows this, but for Tyler, Kree is kind of just like staring at like the spot on the map where she used to live with Leodin.
Okay.
Wirt kind of like leans forward to get a better look at her and kind of tries to follow her eyes a little bit and goes, you good over there?
I'm fine. I just...
She kind of like points to it.
I used to live there.
He smiles softly and just kind of nods and goes, oh, I see. Good memories, I hope?
Mm-hmm. A lot of good memories.
He puts a hand on her shoulder and goes, well, hopefully you'll get to see home again someday. He says that in like an understanding kind of a way.
It's like she sounds very like melancholy. It's like, yeah, it is a lot of happy memories, but it's been a long time since she's been there. And it's like it's very melancholy. It's like she sounds a bit sad thinking about it just because of how long it's been.
Fair. He kind of just like nods in silent understanding and removes his hand.
You're very nice.
Thank you. You're nice too.
Thank you.
At which point Angus kind of butts in. Thank you, by the way, Lord Americ, for this. I will definitely keep it handy. And quite nice that it's translated. Anyway, if this is all that we need, and he looks towards everyone, where are Sun Dancer and Moonjumper? We should probably get going.
They
Well-
probably are still in the stables.
Yeah, let's grab them and get going. I'll be waiting out front for everyone.
Okay.
Wirt just kind of looks confused. He's not quite sure if he should go with, I can't remember your character's name. The one that went out
Yorgia.
front. He's not sure if he should go with Yorgia or to the stables or what. He's just kind of like,
Are you
should
concerned
come
for
meet
Yorga's
Sunny and
well-being?
Moon.
Hold on.
Here's a good question. Wirt, are you concerned for Yorga's well-being?
I mean, a little bit, and it's also just he's new to this group and he's not sure where he'd be more helpful.
If you want, if you feel that fits who you are in this situation, roll me insight on Yorgia.
Oh, I was gonna have Kree. I mean, I could say it as Kree real quick if you
15.
think it might sway Wart's decision of where to go.
I rolled a 15.
You can notice that she might be having a panic attack. What were you going to say, Kree?
Kree is gonna say,
You wanna come meet Sunny and Moon before we put them on the wagon?
He kind of looks at Kree a moment and then glances back. I'm just gonna take me a minute to learn your names. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
no problem.
What's her name again?
Yorgia.
And Yorgia. And he thinks about it a minute. He goes, I'm actually gonna go with Yorgia, but thank you.
Okay.
And he
Just know that Moonjumper gets really, really excited, so we might get really excited to see you.
He chuckles and says, "Okay, I'll keep that in mind," and then goes after Georgia.
You also with that insight check, and I think the rest of the party just knows this about her. She just doesn't want to sit around and dawdle. She just wants to go.
Mood.
Angus is still a little too shaken up from last night to notice your troubles currently, Georgia, as he looks over towards Siobhan. Siobhan, maybe we could go see the Sundancer and Moonjumper. I feel you especially should probably spend some time with them. I know how close you were with Anchor.
True.
Well, we should go follow Cree then. And he begins walking after Cree. I'm gonna let Wirt and Georgia do a quick bit if you two want to.
Do I not?
Yeah.
So he kind of walks up next to Georgia and goes, "Hey, you okay?"
I'll be fine, probably. It's just, where I'm from, we were taught that, dragons aren't real.
He smiles understandingly. So I bet hearing all of that was kind of, a shock and a little bit terrifying?
Mm-hmm. A bit. I mean, I know how to speak Draconic. My homeland trades with a group of Dragonborns, but I didn't think that they were actually born of dragons. I thought that was just a nickname because they look kind of like our depictions of dragons.
He nods and he hovers a hand over her shoulder and just kind of looks at her like he's asking for permission to touch her.
She doesn't say no, but she doesn't say yes either. She kind of has this look of, I don't care. Go ahead.
So he puts a hand on her shoulder and he goes, "Well, dragons are terrifying, I won't lie. And he kind of looks over his shoulder, like back where they were coming from, and then looks back at her and goes, but your team seems pretty top-notch. And I have a feeling if we do encounter one, well, I'm sure we'll be able to either somehow talk it into not eating us or kick its ass. But let's try to talk it down first, maybe."
I don't know. The dragons I've heard of were very, in my childhood stories, were powerful and...
I mean, they are. Like I said, they're basically seen as, like, descendants of the gods, and rightfully so. Dragons are huge and powerful. But, we talk to gods, right?
Well,
Pretty sure we can talk to dragons. I'm not saying it's like a foolproof plan, but I mean, like, look, if we get taken on by a dragon, we can try to talk to it and see if we can, like, I don't know, give it an authoring of, like, jewels or something, and if worse comes to worse, we can try to kick its ass. Like, I'm not seeing a downside here. We either get able to tell people that we bartered with a dragon, or we tell them that we killed a dragon. I mean, it's a win-win either way, really.
Or we get killed by dragons.
He kind of like does like the weighing the options on his hands motion. I mean, that is definitely a possibility, but I'm pretty sure. I am so sorry. What's Melissa's character's name again?
Siobhan.
I'm pretty sure Siobhan could like kill a dragon if we just made her angry enough.
I mean, she's a paladin, not a barbarian, but I mean.
He kind of like looks around like he's telling you a secret, then leans in like, "Did you see the dummies though?"
I think I did. I don't know. She isn't the first member of our party to just go around and start angrily beating up dummies to get to blow off some steam. That credit goes to me.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we first
So
got...
you'll kick the dragon's ass, is what you're telling me.
I mean... That's all she says. She looks like, she looks like she wants to brag that she could kill a dragon, but also feels like she'd be committing some sort of sacrilege by saying so.
He gives her shoulder a little pat before removing his hand and goes, look, your team seems pretty solid. And with some time, I hope that I can be part of that. And, like, one, the chances of encountering a dragon are, like, slim to none. Like, again, like they said, we're basically ants. So long as we don't piss it off, it's probably not gonna notice. So let's just try not to piss it off. And if we do, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean... We can't... I mean... It would be cool to see a dragon, actually. I wonder if they actually look like how they do in the stories.
I mean, some of them. I mean, I've only seen a few fly overhead. Like, he does that finger thing again. Like, he basically lifts his hand and wiggles them a little bit, like he's counting on his fingers, but like not effectively. Like 2 maybe. They're actually a little bigger than they depict them in the stories, but I think that's just because they don't have enough paper, or they're just really bad at drawing. He's clearly trying to be funny to cheer her up, and he's not super great at it.
Yorgia seems to appreciate it, but also is just kind of like still like she's going through a crisis of oh god, dragons are real, but that also is paired with oh god, the people I grew up with got this wrong. What else did they get wrong? Because this is a pretty major fuck up on getting wrong that dragons aren't real.
Yeah. But I mean, they're pretty big. Some of them are pretty colorful. He taps his chin and thought, I'm trying to think of the sentence he was about to say. Oh god, it's gone. They're very pretty. They look really, really pretty, actually. It's probably why they're so full of themselves. He looks around like maybe a dragon heard him somehow.
I don't think you need to worry about the dragons hearing you and getting angry.
Yes, you
Ants.
never
At that
know.
point, you actually hear a dragonborn, like from the very insides of like the mess hall.
Oh no! Oh,
I'm a blooming dragon, and you can say that to my fucking face.
Or it just goes, no, I'm good.
Yorgia responds in Draconic. Hey, cool it, buddy. It's not like we're talking shit about your dad or something.
At which point, like the silence, and then back in Draconic. Who the fuck said that?
I did! In Draconic.
We're not so scared and confused. He's like, I don't know what's happening.
Well, how about you come on to me face and face, huh? You can tell just the sound of this dude's voice. He is plastered.
Yorgia shouts back in Draconic, meet me outside.
We're just going, I think you need to go to bed. You sound drunk, as he's trying to push her on their way. Like, come on, let's go.
There's actually no response this time. Just a like barely contained by the normal music from the other bars in the mess hall. Just a very loud snoring and a thud onto the wooden table.
Yorgia starts cackling.
Maybe we don't start a fight when we're about to go on a very long journey.
Yeah, maybe not, but I'll be fine. Remember, you said I could kill a dragon, right?
Because, yeah, well, apparently don't let that guy hear you say that.
Mm-hmm. Come on, it's not like we were talking shit about his dad or anything.
I mean, you don't know. He kind of gives you a look. He starts snickering at the very idea of that.
Wait, I've met several Dragonborn in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that dragons are getting it on with, like, normal folk? That scares me.
Rourt, like, chokes on his own spit and goes, "You know what? No, we're not unpacking that. Think about that. Can we just... Yeah, no. I don't want to think about it. I'm good. I'm real good."
And
That
with
sounds
that,
like
I
death.
think that's a good spot to end that scene.
Hey
Are you
guys, we
two-
got Sunny and Moon Moon.
Are
And we
you
made
two
a
going to head
salad
over
with
to the stable?
craisin.
So are the two of you heading over to the stables, like meeting up with the others?
Nah, we're waiting for them out here
Okay, fair.
for them to show up.
So, over at the stables, you see, like, as soon as you come in, Kree, with Angus right next to you, you immediately hear the whack, 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 whack of a very familiar, very hyper, very derpy dire wolf's tail, as you see another one's eyes kind of peeking over, sort of like this stall-like divider between her and her brother, with a very intrigued and happy look in her eyes as she looks over towards you.
Kree is already smiling getting to see these two. She's always happy to see them.
At which point, like a Samoyed flippin' moon jumper just gives a howl and hello, like roar.
I'm trying to find my thing that I wrote down. About where is
Yeah,
it?
you're speak with animals.
Yeah, I know I wrote it down I know it's written down somewhere how many times I can do it because I always forget. Where is it?
Let's see.
I love how we still have this intense music going.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
We're going to
Yeah.
get the dire wolves in the stable.
You're gonna get the puppers.
Very intense.
Okay.
It should be okay. It's gonna be a non-zero amount of uses that you can do, so you'll be fine to use it even just this once.
Oh yeah, I know it's like it's several times, but I don't remember what you said it was.
3. When in doubt, go with 3. I'll figure things out. We can double check.
I wrote it down. Where the heck did it go? I thought it had something to do with like something about my level. I guess we could go with like what my proficiency bonus is right now? Question mark?
Yeah, let's go by your proficiency bonus. What's your proficiency bonus?
It's a +3 right now.
Okay, so you have three slots for being able to use speak with animals without using any of your core spell slots.
Yeah. I'll figure out where I put that. I don't know where it is, but we'll go with that for now.
Righto.
So yeah, Kree kind of like runs up to Moon and Sunny and casts Speak with Animals.
Hey guys.
Oh yeah, their names are Moon Jumper and Sun Dancer, but I call them Moon and Sunny.
At which,
But yeah, Moon.
Fantastic, I love it. Continue.
at which point, like, also, like, Moonjumper is struggling to contain himself. He's, like, hopping left and right, like, hi, how are you? I missed you.
I missed you too. Are you ready to go?
Heck yeah, where are we going? Let's go. At which point, like, Sunny is looking at her brother with the most "I love you, but I'm so disappointed in you" kind of expression on her wolf snout as she looks at her brother for a moment before looking at the rest of you. I'd say we're good to go. Where are we going?
This place called the Crystal Caves.
You see Sundancer kind of pondering for a moment. I never heard of that. Is it scary? I don't like
I
scary.
don't know. I don't know. I've never been there. I hope not. But don't worry, I'll keep you safe if it is.
At which point, like, the mention of scary immediately makes Moonjumper stop jumping. As he's like, wait, scary? What's scary? I don't like scary. Why do we gotta do scary? Ah!
Well, we don't know if it's scary.
And she kind of like reaches over to pet like both of them. I imagine she's like climbed. She's like climbed up. Is like holding herself on the stables, like got her feet like propped up against something. Like she's not on the ground because she is too short.
Like on a little stepping stool.
Yeah. So she's propped herself up on something so that she can like lean over the like the dividers and stuff so that she can speak with both of them. But like just barely. She's just tall enough to get to like look over it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the both of them lean into your head pats as Moon is barely beginning to calm down before the two of them also notice Angus. Like, oh, hi, Angus, hi, and Angus is looking at the both of them. What is he saying?
He's saying hi.
Hi, Moonjumper. You are very hyper today. You got a lot of sleep, I can tell. Yeah. This Sunny looks at you for a moment, Kree. So, when are we leaving?
Very soon. We were just coming to get you guys ready.
Oh, okay. Adventure! Yeah, let's go!
Yeah, adventure!
Like, the rest of you, no matter like where you are, actually, you can hear Moonjumper's howl.
Fantastic.
He a good boy.
At which also, the two puppers look at you, Siobhan. And, Sundancer's the first one to reply, Siobhan, hey! Or at least, like, you hear, let her, an excited, kind of a mule of a howl, if that's even possible. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm sure we're going to have plenty of adventure out there. Who's a good boy? And girl,
Sundancer
who's
is
a
saying
good
hi.
dogs?
Oh, immediately, like, Moonjumper accidentally, like, nudges Sundancer's snoot from your hand as he immediately takes in the scritches at his snoot. Sundancer kind of playfully kind of huffs in disappointment before she, like, gently babs his face out of the way with her paw.
Like,
So that
bitch,
you
those
can
were
leave.
mine.
Aw.
I love the intense music with those puppers being pet. I fucking love
Yeah.
it.
The puppers.
Do you ever plan on
It's
changing the
intense.
music, or is it just gonna be this? There it
Ha-ha.
goes.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
It was slightly off-putting.
I know.
Yeah.
I got too into the moment of Moonjumper's hyperness. As also, actually, the two puppers look over to you, Wirt. Well, who's this fellow? New friend! Hi! And immediately, Moonjumper just scampers over towards you, where his giant tail, like, flailing like a helicopter behind him. Hi!
Wirt was like doing his zone out moment, and he looks over. He's like, ah!
Run!
Yeah?
Kree is like running after him and is just like,
Wait, you can't go running at people like that. It might be scary to them. You gotta be slow and gentle.
Alright.
and Kree just kind of like walks over to Wart and like gently takes his hand and like holds it out to Moon.
Moon Moon, this is Wirt. Wirt, this is Moon Jumper. I call him Moon Moon. The other one is Sun Dancer. I like to call her Sunny.
He smiles and pets them and looks at Moon Jumper and goes, I see what you call Moon Jumper.
Yeah.
Moon gets like a really wide smile. Roll me acrobatics.
Oh god! Oh no, acrobatics. Nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Damn. Okay. So you see this big ass hyper as all give out direwolf go in to try and give you a big ol' lick, and you immediately dodge out of the way. Like, nope.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Moon is still like looking at you like wide-eyed, the biggest smile on his snoot as his tail is going 1,000 miles a minute.
You're gonna have to let him lick you eventually. It's kind of custom when you're around us.
It'll happen eventually, no matter what you do.
Yes, but I would like to avoid the inevitable as long as possible. He's
Roll me acrobatics again.
Good
He's
luck.
smiling like he's clearly not like 100% serious. 19.
Ooh.
Not bad. Okay.
My acrobatics is only +1, so...
Only +1. Man, you keep dodging. Like this next time, like you dodge it again. You're like, nope.
I said, no, thank you. He says it very firmly, while like holding his face, like his fingers are like on his face, and his palms are holding his snoot, and he's like, no, thank you.
You immediately see the biggest puppy dog eyes from this big boy.
Did I roll something to resist?
Roll me insight as Pupper is going to roll deception.
24!
Oh my god, you beast!
Up!
You beast! You see through it!
I say, he goes, no, nice try, but no.
I can't with this.
It's fucking this dog up.
Kree's just giggling at all of this.
Moon is still giving the big puppy dog eyes. He's understanding. He's just loving this for the overall attention and chuckles as his tail is still gently wagging behind him.
Oh, how big are their ears? Like, do they have tall, pointy ears?
Well, considering dire wolves are, like, pretty fucking huge, they're not, like, gargantuan. Hold on, let me pull up their stats.
I'm asking more like, are they uppy, pointy ears or floppy ears, like golden retrievers?
They're pointed, more like a German Shepherd or a Husky.
Okay, so he kind
Or
of
a wolf.
like gently like cups like the bottom of his ears and like starts flopping them around, like scritching them.
Oh, he... Roll me acrobatics as you feel Moon start to feel so comfortable that he starts... You see him starting to fall towards you.
I got a 16.
Okay. Where's my die? You begin to feel Moon's weight get more and more powerful on you, and eventually, like right at the last second, you're like, oh shit, and you slip out, and Moon just kind of flops on the floor.
Jeez. He kind of goes, oops, is he okay?
Oh, I was liking that. Mama Cree!
He was
Mama Cree! Oh! Oh! I'm sorry I got it all over that for a second. Oh! Mama Cree! She hardly a mama, she a baby. But she just kind of like giggles and walks forward and like continues scratching his ears.
He's fine. He was just really liking it.
Oh, okay, good. I was worried I might have hurt his jaw or something.
As fun
Now,
as this is, we should probably get going. That Speak with Animals spell only lasts so long, and we have a long, long trip ahead of us.
Ah, yeah.
At which point the puppers, their ears perk up, looking over towards the entrance, seeing you, Yorgia. As Kree, you hear from Moonjumper as his tail just goes absolutely bonkers. Hi, 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 hi!
Yeah, it's Yorgia.
So that you hear from Sunny. Are we going?
Yep. We just gotta go get the wagon.
Alrighty. Who is all ready to go on the road?
We are.
Yay!
Hey.
As you all eventually get all your gear, getting everything prepped to begin your way out on your first ever adventure, you can't help but feel a little conflicted, especially given the morning's efforts. However, there's still something to be had with this change of pace as you begin to sort of take in the moment. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? A lot of things have happened all at once. But part of you feels compelled to want to do this and keep going. But part of you can't help but feel that fate has something else in mind. Regardless, with the companions that you have in hand, you begin to make your way to outside of the Bountyfolk, where you begin to set the puppers on the wagon to lead, getting your information that you need, and having a map at the ready in the back of your wagon to begin your journey outside. Yorgia, you notice, since you are tuned to your compass, that when you step outside, there is a almost near blinding light towards the entrance of the Bountyfolk, sort of next to you all, as you get everything together. Are you guys ready to go?
Yeah. Yorkia's kind of shielding her eyes, trying to see through the bright light.
It's bright, but it's not super bright. It's probably going to be bright. You have a feeling that it's probably going to become brighter the farther away that you get from here.
Yorkia doesn't like that.
So,
Why did no one
We all
tell
ready
me
to-
that I was gonna go blind while using this?
well, Anya's
they did say there was
Lady
a
Omeric
beacon.
is blind, so
Well, Yorkia didn't make that connection.
So, you all begin your way outside of the Bountyfolk, taking the path that you have been told. You've left by around mid-morning, so you're probably only going to get about 4 hours, maybe 6 if you push it, of travel before you're going to have to find somewhere to camp. And given the amount of distance that the Omerics told you, this is probably going to be a little over 2 days worth of travel one way. So if you can find that beacon, it's definitely going to help you guys out. But with that, as you all begin your traveling, I want everyone, and I will also roll for Angus, considering Robin is having some fun with their friends and partners. I would like everyone to roll me investigation. Okay.
Nat 20.
Oh, nat 20.
Nice.
Hey!
I have a dirty 20. I have a dirty 20.
Nice. That is really nice, you guys.
I have gotten more nat 20s with this dice than like any other die I've ever had. It's a really nice dice.
Save
It's pretty
it,
beautiful.
treasure it, worship
This is
that
a nice-
dice.
And I mean, like, I know it's not loaded because it's definitely rolled me other things before that weren't as good, but like, holy crap, this one's giving me a lot of nat 20s.
Worship that dice, or it's going to
I
bite you in
will.
the ass.
I love you. Mwah.
All of you, given the average score that you guys got, you don't really see anything at first. It's mostly rather bright sky when you get out of the decrepit forest that the Bountyfolk location was residing in. Now it is bright, getting to afternoon, early evening. The air and the weather around you almost gives you a lot more vigor, making this a situation feel a little more triumphant than you may have originally thought. Like, yeah, we're seeing the world. Not so much the entire world, but we're seeing a lot more than we're used to. Maybe there's something of worth to that. Eventually, it gets to about late evening, about 8 in the evening. The sun is beginning to set. The sky has gone pinkish, purplish, almost. And you all begin to make camp. And immediately, for most of you, the memory of a well-renowned chef among your companions is now lost. As Angus, rather solemnly, rummages through his tote of ingredients that he saved for himself, that he once worked alongside your fated friend, to begin cooking everyone a nightly meal. And towards the end of the sunset in the horizon, you were all greeted with plates of cooked food, but you can tell from the looks that it's very solemn food. Not well spiced, not really well kept ingredients at the moment. It's just food. It's filling. But it's not the comfort that you were used to. You're also given a plate from this, as Angus is struggling to find words at the moment as he begins to chow down on his own food. For a moment through the silence, Angus bites his lip for a moment. So, first night, how's everyone taking travel?
I mean,
And
it isn't anything new.
Oh, I should probably set some food for Moonjumper and Sundancer. Who minds not having seconds? I didn't make a lot.
I won't have seconds. I'm good.
Sunny and Moon can also have my share.
No, Cree. You
I
need
had a
food.
lot for breakfast.
Aw, does your tummy hurt?
No,
You should still eat.
I
have my share, it's fine.
Okay.
appreciate the offer, Cree. At least eat some.
I think she means her seconds.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Cree. Word, did you want seconds?
Nah, I'm good.
Right. Siobhan,
Yes.
did you want seconds?
No.
Good. Neither did I. As you see him, like, get up from the little grass patch that he was sitting at, taking one of the spare... I'm forgetting the actual name of it, kind of a cross between a bowl and a plate. Rather large one.
Saucer?
Saucer.
Dish.
There we go. Yeah. Taking two rather large saucers and putting the remaining the remaining edible, barely edible food on before walking over to the pumpers for a moment, who are now currently actually taking off the reins of the wagon as he begins to mutter something. For those that wish to listen, I would like you to roll perception.
Okay.
Okay.
Perception. There it is. I got a dirty 20.
18.
Okay.
17.
Wait, I'm sorry, was it perception we're rolling?
Perception, yeah.
Sorry, I zoned out for a second.
You're good.
That would be a 14.
Okay, all of you are able to hear this really melancholic sound from Angus as he's talking to Moon and Sunny, not really seeming to care if they can understand him at this particular moment or not, as he goes, I'm sorry that I couldn't make food as good as he could. I hope this is alright. As he sits
Kree actually
down.
does like. Kree actually does like. It's not like a whimper. Like it's almost a whimper. It's just a small little like sad squeak noise.
At which point, Angus kind of walks back over to you all, sitting lotus style when he gets back to his little patch. So, I assume that we're probably going to need someone to be first watch.
I don't mind staying up for a little while.
Angus, do you
Well,
even need to sleep?
Well, yeah, I really don't need to sleep, but
No,
meditation
Angus, you
hasn't
still
been
need to
so
meditate.
well either.
You should try and get some rest, Angus.
Would probably be best.
I can try. Can't guarantee anything.
Yvonne, you don't need to sleep either, do you? You can probably
True.
take first watch.
You're right. I don't mind taking first watch.
I can follow afterwards. I'm not usually one who sleeps completely through the night.
I'm not tired right now.
Right, I mean, we still have a few hours, I think, before we really need to sleep, but it's good to think ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I mean, if we go to bed now, we can get an early start on the day. More daylight to travel on.
We could, yeah.
That is a
Doesn't
good
seem
point.
like Doesn't seem like any of us are in the mood to sit around and chat today.
I think we can all agree that it's been a lot.
Georgia takes 51 points of psychic damage and instantly dies.
That screeched, though! What the fuck?
You see, it's funny because she's resistant to psychic damage.
Oh, God.
So that would mean 104 damage.
Oh my god.
With that, Georgia decides to make her tent and go to sleep. She tells Siobhan to wake her up when she's done with her first watch.
All right, will do.
All right. So, for those of you that may not have the best of times, namely, well, actually, really, that's all of you that isn't doing first watch. I need all of you to roll me Constitution checks.
Is this just going to be a new game mechanic that you're constantly going to make us fucking suffer?
I have a 19.
I rolled
I got a 13.
22.
Okay. Kree,
Yes?
the
Why
night
not?
at the moment makes you feel
I got
a sense
4.
of loneliness. Oh, you're fine, Shimon. You're keeping watch.
Hmm.
But Kree, the night for you grows a little cold as you struggle to allow yourself to fall asleep, feeling the
Oh, I
the
never said
sense
Kree went
of-
to bed. I thought
Oh.
I said that Kree was kind of like staying up with Siobhan for a little while. She hadn't gone to bed She hadn't gone to bed with everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just kind of like she has her knees like tucked up to her, and she's just kind of like sitting it on the ground, like staring at the fire for a little while.
Okay.
And like it doesn't like after most everybody else has gone to bed, and it's just her and Siobhan. Like, Kree is going to
Well, you have some not
like-
so nice thoughts and memories running through running through the back of your head
Yeah.
right now.
Well, do you want to explain those, and then I can say what Kree does about them, or
Sure, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
It's memories of when you were with Leodin. More specifically, the last few days before you had left. You can't help but be reminded of the similar feelings of melancholy and fear. And as you stare into the fire for a moment, that's kind of keeping you and Siobhan warm, as tiny as it is, for the sake of not drawing that much attention. You can't help but see familiar hair in the flames.
there's kind of like a lump in Kree's throat, and she takes a moment and then carefully pulls out her pan flute and quietly begins to play a song that that reminds her of Leodin. Just it's a song that Leodin taught her. It's a song of goodbyes, of friends, like being of people. It's a song of goodbyes. It's a song about people who are not going to see each other for a while, and there's uncertainty in a reunion. and that's the type of song she plays, and it's one that Leodin had taught to her. Would you like me to roll performance?
Sure. Roll me performance.
26.
You manage to keep, you keep your wits about you as you play the tune. In this moment, compared to previous moments where this song has brought you fear, confusion, surprise, you can't help but feel a comfort when you play it yourself. As you sort of lull yourself to grounding yourself in this situation. And Siobhan, I want you to roll me a history check.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Obvious. Okay, that's going to be a. $13.
It's hard to pinpoint, but the song sounds familiar. Like, from the Feywild familiar. You remember the occasional bardic troupe running through your hometown, but you can't really think of specific names or faces. But you do remember that it was a long time ago, before you came to the material plane, that you heard a song like this. It's not exact, but it's close.
Yeah, Siobhan kind of sits there and listens to Kree and stirs the embers of the fire around with the loose piece of wood. She doesn't want to. Oh God, sorry. She doesn't want to interrupt Kree.
Kree, how long are you thinking of playing for her bit? Are you starting to get tired?
She doesn't play very long. It's maybe like 10, 15-ish minutes, maybe 20. But by like a 20-minute mark, she's definitely like made herself a bit sleepy. But like you can kind of like there's like a part of her like she does like a very short set of a few songs, mainly ones that Leodin taught to her, and like about 20 minutes of just playing. She kind of like puts her pan flute back, and continues staring at the fire for just a little bit.
Kree, where did you learn that melody?
Oh, the one I was just playing? Leodin taught it to me.
Leodin.
I met her a really long time ago, and she taught me everything I know. She took care of me for a really long time, but it's been a even longer time since I've seen her.
I remember hearing that melody at my own house. But that was a long time ago too.
Oh.
Funny how these things work out.
Cree yawns, and she looks very sleepy now.
Cree, go to bed.
Okay.
And she kind of just like very like slowly just kind of like stands up. She sways a little bit, like, you know, like when a little kid is like really sleepy, they like sway a little bit, and she just carefully plops over to her and Angus's tent and crawls inside and curls up next to Angus and falls asleep.
Siobhan
Angus,
sorry.
Sorry, no, you're good.
Siobhan just pokes at the fire a little bit more and absently hums the melody.
Angus, for your context, Kree, Angus has been laying on his back, just looking like he's sleeping, but more doing like his normal meditative stuff. He seems to be pretty okay. He's getting the rest that he needs.
Cree kind of like nods at that and like curls up next to him, both for her own comfort and also a little bit for his. She quietly hums a lullaby that Leodin used to sing to her as she kind of drifts off to sleep.
Word. Yorgia.
Yes, that's my name.
I assume the two of you were also sharing a tent at the moment?
Yeah.
I assume so, yes.
Okay. Are the both of you... Well, the both of you have been kind of dozing.
Yorkia went to
Alright.
sleep, was one of the first to go to sleep, so she's probably already out.
Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, your dreams are pretty okay. Your dreams are pretty okay, too.
Yorkia doesn't dream.
Well, your dream walking is going pretty okay. No bad circumstances at the moment, no bad memories that you're prying into. Actually, how about you roll me a d4 to see whose dreams you're gonna pry into.
Okay, I'm choosing the pink one. So let's see what happens. I rolled a 1, so...
Oh dear.
You're... What?
Like I said, oh dear.
You end up going into Moon's dreams.
What? What's on the list?
I got you!
No! What is he dreaming about?
Very, very simple dream, as any dire wolf would want. Being able to munch on the game from a victorious battle while gaining head pats of people that he loves. Being in the presence of like really nice company.
So it's a pretty peaceful dream.
It's pretty peaceful, except for the bits of blood that are staining Moon's snout as he's just gouging into his share of the bounty, as it were.
That doesn't.
I mean, come on, he's a wolf.
That doesn't particularly bother Yorkia. She doesn't really get squicked out by gore.
Well, yeah, it's a pretty pleasant dream seeing Moon all happy and content like this. Even in his dreams, he is very hyper and very stupid.
Great. Yorkia was hoping to hopefully pry into Wirt's dreams, but I guess she failed.
Siobhan.
Yes.
As it is slowly getting close to the end of your part of the watch, I want you to roll me perception.
Oh boy. Okay. Perception. All right. Ooh, 18.
Okay. You struggle to. You begin to feel the tiredness begin to come over you. You're about ready to tap out and ask the next person to follow up after you to keep watch. But then you hear the rustling of grass behind you. It's not incredibly close, but close enough. What do you do?
Well, Siobhan slowly stands up and uncoils her whip and tries to, as quietly as she can, move a little closer towards the rustling.
Roll me stealth.
Okay. Wow. I am
What you get, lucky lady?
not rolling great tonight. Okay, so I got a 8 for stealth.
Okay. You try and crouch down with your weapons in your hand. Unfortunately, you're still wearing your armor, your very
Yes.
heavy armor, as even your attempt to do very small movements really makes your armor ring, like the
Mhm.
that kind of spiel, as you hear, oh, what was that?
What do you mean? What was that? Who are you? Show yourself.
At which point, you see from behind a near tree trunk a half-elf looking person, rather androgynous looking, long brown braided hair that is down to mid back, in very simple clothing, but also a little unkempt, with a longbow in their hands and with the scabbard of a short sword at their side. They look over towards you for a moment, a little wide-eyed. Oh shit, boss! We've been spotted! I need everyone... Actually, no. I'm gonna let you all have a reaction as you hear this person shout, "Oh boss, we've been spotted." And we're going to roll initiative next session.
You can't do that. We have 30 more minutes left.
He can. He's
mean,
the
if you-
DM.
I mean, if you want to keep going,
I mean,
I mean,
see how far we
we're
go
not-
with it.
It's been
We're
2
not going to
months.
get through. I mean,
no, we're not.
well,
gonna get
here's
through
the
it.
thing. Here's the thing. Yeah, we're not going to get through it, and also Robin's not here, and I
Yeah.
would
Right.
feel bad that Robin wouldn't be able to do wouldn't be able to join our first combat in a while.
Right, and I'm literally falling over in my chair, so
Oh no!
I would like to go sleepy sleep. If you don't
Right.
mind.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Oh,
so,
but well, my attempt, if I get the one reaction, as I hear this, my reaction is to fucking fall forward and try and tackle this bitch.
okay. Roll me. Let's see. It's gonna be contested.
Okay.
So hold on. Trying to double check this bit. You are rolling athletics against their acrobatics.
Cool. Okay, so that is okay. Got it. All right, come on. 24.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Finally.
Damn. Okay, by just one point. So, with this, seeing this androgynous person behind a tree trunk, like wide-eyed for a split second, almost seeming like a deer in in the line of a guiding bolt, like immediately just start preparing their longbow and an arrow, readying to go to aim it straight for your face. You knock them off of their feet and like pushing them to the ground. They lose grip of their longbow and arrow, which falls about 5 feet next to them. Everyone else, what are you doing?
I want to.
As sorry,
go ahead.
as
go ahead.
you also hear, you hear another bow. Like you hear a bow actually take fire, but it completely misses not only your guys' tents, but thankfully also misses the puppers as an arrow hits the ground like right next to Moonjumper as he wakes up in a near panic, and Sunny jumps up surprised as you hear the rustling of 4 other figures alongside the one archer that you have now grappled, Siobhan. There is one other archer and 3
Melee attackers.
Yeah, melee. They got swords. They got spears. They don't look nice.
Okay, what Yorgia's doing is she's going to take her reaction. I keep on forgetting to do this, but I have mithril scale mail, and I keep forgetting to put it on. Yorgia's going to do that.
That's kind of important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean,
You might want to put your armor on.
yeah, I do that. The thing is, the reason I keep avoiding it is because it keeps on showing me all these disadvantages, but because it's mithril, I don't have those disadvantages, but seeing the big red dice sign saying I have disadvantage is like, eh. But yeah, that's what Yorkia does in this time.
Kree kind of like hears the shouting, and like, here's the thing, like part of her brain is just like still asleep, but like she kind of like jumps out of the tent, and like she's kind of like, you know how like when a cat's fur stands on end and it's like, you know, freaking out a little bit?
Yeah.
It's a bit like that. It's like she's kind of like, she like runs out of the tent kind of on all fours, and she's just kind of like, she hasn't stood up on 2 feet yet. She's on all fours, kind of like trying to, like just outside the tent, like trying to figure out, okay, what's going on? Who's like shouting? Who do I need to aim at? And it's like, she hasn't shifted yet, but like, how do I say it? It's like she could at any second if like her brain doesn't catch up with her, kind of thing. It's like her body just kind of like panicked and leapt into like base instincts panicked and leapt into action. So yeah, I think she's outside of her tent, like, and scanning to find enemies.
Okay. What are you doing? Because you also have a reaction.
So I was asleep when all this happened, right?
Oh no!
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
everybody was.
Everyone except for Siobhan was asleep. Now you are hearing. You heard one arrow be fired. You hear the sounds of someone tackling another person, and you hear the rustling of 4 other individuals, supposedly surrounding.
You also heard, "Boss, they found us," or something like that.
Yeah, boss, they spotted us.
So what exactly, like, am I allowed to do here? Because I recognize that this is not an official, like, fight.
Right. Think of it as So reaction isn't the best word for this that I've been using. So you're able to do one action in this situation. And I will allow a movement because you guys have been kind of spooked. So, like, this is your, like, immediate, like, oh gods, something's happening, we need to move, kind of thing.
So Wirt comes out of the tent, he's got his staff on him. He kind of, like, gets a look around to see where, like, everyone's at this moment. Like, who's fighting who's awake, who's still... What?
Right.
Basically...
Yeah, so Siobhan, you see from the corner of your eye, Siobhan has one person grappled, and you see the figures of one other archer and three individuals with relatively thick armor.
Okay. I'm really bad at these things.
You're okay.
You can ready a weapon if you have one, or you can use your action to say something, or you can hide behind something. Just anything. And anything you'd like to do.
Basically takes out his staff, goes up to the nearest person and tries to whack them with it.
Nice.
All right,
knee-jerk reaction is he's just like, well, fuck this.
That is going to be the second archer, the one that is not grappled. Roll to hit.
Oh, I didn't know I was going to be allowed to use an action. I thought we were just like saying, "Hey, let's get ready."
Oh god,
No,
I don't know
sorry,
what
I should have
roll.
explained it better.
I'm not sure what I
So
rolled for
you-
the staff.
Okay, so you see your staff on your on your actions.
Yeah. Hold on.
So
There we go.
yeah, so
There we
roll
go.
a d20 and then add whatever. Oh,
D20. That one got a 13.
okay. Unfortunately, that misses as you go to and
Oh, no, wait, I rolled the wrong thing!
oh
I just rolled a
Uh-oh.
random D20. Hold on.
no. Okay.
I'm using the, D&D Beyond because I don't have dice.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
I rolled the wrong thing. No, that's worse. I got a 7.
Aw.
Never
no.
mind. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it still misses as you go to try and whap the archer. A little spooked, but still dodges out of the way. He kind of looks over to the knightly individuals that are somewhat close by. Yeah, the renegades. They're a little more powerful than we thought, and they got company.
Hmm.
Did we lose someone?
So
Kirk left.
I think so.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah, Kirk left.
Oh.
Mm.
He accidentally got jumped to somewhere else. He got jumped to AFK.
Oh,
no.
Someone move him back
Oh, no.
out of
I
AFK.
gotcha. Hold on. I got him.
hold on. Oh no. There we go. But yeah, so Angus, a little spooked, wakes up, like kind of pretty surprised as he steps out as well, looking around, seeing the archer that is near Wirt for a moment. He's about ready to cast something at them, but then sees one of the knightly figures who was a little too close to Kree for Angus's liking, so he is going to cast a spell on that dude, and he has to make a Constitution saving throw, which he succeeds, so he takes half damage. As those that are outside of your tents, you see a not so much gaseous, but still like really green, disgusting kind of spray come out of this magic that Angus conjures as it blasts towards one of the guards. It hits, and he's not happy about it, but it doesn't do as much damage as Angus would have wanted, clearly. Yet the knight who took the brunt of that poisonous spray is not happy. I mean, he's not on death's door by any means, but he's kind of gagging a little bit. Alright. So that is everyone's actions and reactions.
Man, I didn't realize that I was allowed to actually, like, use a spell or something.
I mean, if you want, I can allow you to use a spell before we finalize Saint's Cree if you want.
Let me think. I mean, she just woke.
We're gonna
Yeah.
fight him.
I mean, we're gonna fight.
I can't make your decisions for you, but like we're gonna
Yeah, no,
fight him. So
Yeah, I get that. Actually, so instead of a spell, so Kree like panicked, like ran out of the tent. Like she's not on 2 feet, right? She's not on 2 feet. She's on all fours, and she's kind of like she's spooked, and like, you know, part of her brain's in wild animal mode right now. Can I say that she like sees the sees whatever like closest person is to her, and like I want to roll an intimidation check as she kind of like snarls at them.
That would be the knight that Angus sprayed poison into.
Perfect. Intimidating. The tiny 5-foot child's gonna try and intimidate him. Ooh, that's a good roll. I just saw intimidation. Where'd it go? There it is. So that's a 23.
Ooh.
At which point you see this very tall and like really buff looking individual, or at least you think buff because of how big the armor is, looks over towards you, hears your snarl.
It's like a snarling hiss, and her teeth, like, while they aren't, like, you know, exactly cat-like, her teeth are a bit sharper than most humans. And her eyes right now, like, I imagine her eyes are like slits, like, you know, cat slits.
Yeah. He looks at you, and you see the color just drain from his face. Oh shit, boss! They got a cat! They got a cat thing! Human? Girl? I don't know! But it's a cat, and I don't like cats! I'm allergic to cats! Keep it away! Keep it away! And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. We will roll initiative next week.
Yes, I finally got Kree to intimidate someone. I've been waiting for this moment.
Are we gonna level up after this?
We'll see. But no, you want to know how poorly this dude rolled on his constitution to make sure that he didn't get intimidated?
Yes.
Oh.
How
He rolled
boring.
a
Guess
5.
a 1.
Oh,
He rolled a 5! That's how much my pool. Listen, I could have rolled a 2, and I still would have intimidated this dude because my intimidation is a +5.
Fucking A.
Amazing.
No, you could have
Hell
rolled
hath
a
no
1.
fury like a kitty scorned.
You could have rolled a 1 and intimidated him. Because that's
Oh, yeah.
+5.
Do not mess with the bards.
Hell hath no fury like a kitty scorned.
You get the half proficiency with stuff, it just makes your day.
Right?
I love bards, man. It's just like jacks of all trades. They can do anything.
Yeah. How did everyone like that nice little bit of chase now that we are back at it?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And we will get to a lot more of this good stuff, and we will roll initiative and have a lot more of a good time next week. With that said, this has been Tyler, M, Valkyrie, Melissa, and our newest member, Ethan, with their character work, and we shall say bye-bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your long rest.